Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. Now, to all your children and teenagers out there that don't seem like you feel that you don't get on with your parents or that you don't understand your parents, because I went through a phase like that, especially in my teenage years, where I just felt like I must be adopted, right? Because these people in my life, these grown-ups, they make no sense at all. I just felt like I was so different to them. You know, I felt like half the time when I spoke, I was speaking a different language and they just didn't understand anything I was trying to say to them, especially through my teenage years, you know. But what I put to you today, what I want you to really think about, and we don't think of this as a child because no one's ever really taught us the way, and that's why I've put these videos together, because it's so important, I think, that we understand how things work, how they really work. Now, you know, if you're one of these children out there and you feel as I did, that you're always being told what to do and you're just expected to do it, you know, and you feel like you don't have a choice in anything, you know, you're just always told, this is what you have to do, just do it, you know. So, you know, this comes from a place where your parents, you know, the grown-ups in your life that are raising you, you know, you have to look at the fact that they once were children, okay? And whatever issues, you know, they've had in their childhood, this sometimes rolls into who they become as an adult. Sometimes, I say sometimes, because as a child, sometimes we go through things and we decide, you know, that's such a horrible thing. I really didn't like how I was treated. You know, I didn't like that. And you don't like it so much that you decide already as a child that you're never going to do that to someone else when you grow up. Okay? My dad was one of those children. All right? So I'm not going to go into his story, but he had a really rough childhood, you know, and his parents were quite, they were strict with him, you know, but, you know, he used to cop horrible beatings. I've gone into it anyway, haven't I? But he decided already as a child that when he'd have his children, he was never going to do that to them because he knew how horrible it felt. Because for the most part, they'd get smacked and they had no idea. You know, I can't call it smacking. They were actually beatings. You know, we were smacked as kids. And the same, I'd get smacked and I had no idea what I'd done, you know. So, all these things. Some children already decide that what they've been through is enough. And when they grow up, they will not continue doing that to anybody else. They will never do that to someone else. And they change the pattern, you see. For others, they grow up, you know, and they're treated a certain way, and they don't know how to break the pattern. So they go out into the world, they've become grown-ups now, and they just continue doing exactly what they didn't like as children. They just keep doing it to their children because they don't know a different way. And the other thing that you have to think of as well is that many times we're conditioned, okay, because many years of having these grown-ups, of having these adults in our lives treating us a certain way, talking to us in a certain way, saying certain things to us over and over and over and over again, that it becomes, it's this conditioning that goes into your system, you know, and you don't expect it, but you become a parent and you find yourself saying these things. So many times I find it on Facebook, you know, mum saying, oh my God, I've turned into my mother. You know, I'm saying the things that she used to say that I said I would never say, you know. But what happens is your mother's told you this so many times that it's just become like a second nature to you as a parent, you know, as a person growing up. So I want you to look at your parents today, or the adults that are raising you if you don't have parents, and just think of them as children that have gone through, you know, all these treatments throughout their childhood. And that's how they've become who they are today with you. You know, if they find it hard to express their love in a way that you understand, you know, some adults are very shut off and they don't know how to show love. They just don't. They can't be hugged or cuddled, or they just feel that's wrong because they never had that. in their childhood. You know, that was wrong. I know with my dad, they never showed them affection because to them, in those days, showing affection to your children made them weak. You know, and then they wouldn't fit into society. They would become criminals, or they would become someone, you know, that's, you know, not good, that society will not approve of, you know. So I want you to think of all that today, because maybe, you know, the adults in your life, the grown-ups that you have, they're giving you the best that they can. This is all they've known in their life. You know, if they yell at you, it's because as a child they were yelled at a lot. I know, because I'm one of them. You know, if they smack you, they were smacked as kids. You know, and this is all they know, that's how you correct, you know, a behavior that's unacceptable, rather than try and find another way, you know, to help you understand what you've done that's not acceptable. So rather than looking at them like they're these aliens that you don't belong in this house, you know, that I want you to start looking at them as the people, you know, that once were you. They were children once. They were. They had to be, you know, to be grown-ups like they are now. They had to be children. And some of them have been through very traumatic events, you know, in their childhood. And they find it really hard, you know, to shake that off and turn the page and do something different. They just don't know how to change that. And for some, they feel so ashamed of what's happened to them that they can't even talk about it. So you may never know what your parents have been through, you know? But today I'd like you to try and, rather than look at it as, you know, what they don't do for you, that they don't acknowledge you, or, you know, they don't accept you for who you are, or all those things that make us feel, you know, that we're in a house with, you know, these strangers rather than our parents. They don't understand us, basically. You know, I want you to start looking at them and try to understand them, where they're coming from when they react to things that you do, you know, or they say certain things to you. You know, some parents I've known in the past, they call their kids stupid. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, you're stupid. But where does that come from? You know, that child must have been, that person, that adult must have been told many, many times as a child how stupid they were. You know, or you know, they might have done something at school and come back with a bad report card or something, you know, and rather than help them improve those skills, you're just stupid. But sometimes it's because the adult believes that they are dumb, you know, that they're not intelligent. And so how can you produce something intelligent? Do you know what I mean? So if the adult already believes that they're not smart, they're not going to expect their kids to be smart. This is what they've grown up with. So many times the adult talking to you is actually talking about themselves, not really about you. So you need to open your eyes, open your ears, and really listen. Listen to the words that they use. Listen to how they're talking to you. And try and see it as them, you know, being conditioned many, many years with their parents telling them these things or treating them in this way. And that they're doing the best that they can. Okay, my darlings? All right, remember to click like and subscribe below for more videos. And remember to share, because sharing is caring. And let me know in your comments, how do you get on with your parents? Do you talk to each other? Do you feel like they don't listen to you? Do you feel like they don't understand you? Hands up, I've been there, done that. So, you know, we've all been there, where we feel like we're not heard, we're not seen. They don't understand us, they don't get what we're trying to say. We feel like we don't belong to them. You know, it gets to a point like that at some time where, yeah. All right, my darlings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.